Hans Wormhat. This is a really just like a quick preliminary video. I want to keep it quick because this is just stuff that I've been thinking about. It's stuff that, but people have asked me to do videos about this before in the past. So I may as well. I'll just tell you what I personally believe now. I'll do a lot of that. Like I'm not going to spend a ton of time trying to prove everything that has led me to these conclusions. So this video is just kind of very broad in what I currently think. I'll do a little bit of research. You'll see. I'll just do the video, and then you'll know what it is. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 2, King James, wherein time past you walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. That would be a good name to call these creatures, the children of disobedience. They're liars. They're deceivers. So I do believe that they collect electricity just out of the atmosphere. I think that's how they collect it. And I think it's really easy. Much easier than they explain. I think power plants are fake. So we'll start with that. I think power plants are Hollywood BS. It's just props. I think that you're getting props mostly. Maybe some of them kind of work. So here's the, with all, what percentage truth, what percentage fakeness. I personally think that dams are mostly there to make a lake. The hydroelectric is probably a cover. It may not work. It may barely work. The thing is that if hydroelectricity is a thing, it could very well be a thing. Solar could well be a thing. Like wind power, but I think they all just suck. And I think that all of our electricity, if you're watching this, however you're watching my video right now, I guarantee to you that the electricity that is allowing you to do that originated in the atmosphere. That's my belief. And so I think these power plants, I don't know, I think it's just a trick. Like look at the Masonic tiles right there. Boom, just found it. I didn't see that before, but now I just found it. Look, the Masonic tiles right there. So it's Hollywood. You're getting Hollywood. Oh, look at the control panel, guys. They have a control panel. So, there you have it. Just because you have control panels and claim that your stuff worked 33. Look, I'm not even like looking for stuff. So it's going to be coded. The little bit of research I'll do in this video, because like I said, I want to keep it short. I want to just tell you my current beliefs right now. So here, let's just look at all the power stations in Nevada, right? Nevada, clearly, you need power plants, right? Allegedly, there should be power plants ever. So I'll just say, when have you ever seen a power plant? They're nowhere. You know, if anyone's going to go see a power plant, they have to like seek it out. Look at this, 116, that's 9/11, upside down, 44. So they pick coded locations too a lot of times. We're gonna look at a couple power plants. So look at the Wikipedia article on this power station. It's a joke. You can tell it's fake because there's nothing here. If this was a real power station, if power was really, there would be more information. But I just noticed this. I'm getting some just great, look, they show you right here. See how they give the power lines? What is this really a picture of? It's a picture of the power lines. That's where they make the power, in the power lines. So I don't know if I already said that, but that's what I believe. The power line is what generates the power. This is just a BS fake. They just build a couple concrete things. They boil some water sometimes, and they tell people, oh, that's a power plant. No, but look at this image. What is this really an image of? And the thing is that they always code their images so that the people that know the truth are like, aha, I see the truth here. The truth here is that the power lines, this is a picture of the power lines. That's what this is a picture of. Here's another generating station, allegedly. The numbers, they all seemed like a lot of coded fake numbers. But look at this. Where's the information? There's no information. 36th parallel, 3 6s, 666. There's no information because information doesn't exist on it because it's not real. It's just a fake building. It's Hollywood. So here's information. You can read some brochures. They'll give you some brochures. It's Disneyland. 665, that's one number. So here's something that I've noticed. They like to do going on. if you'll hear Masonic people say weird things like, "Oh, look at that address, 6226." So it's mirrored. Triangles, right? Their thing is full of triangles, a downward facing triangle and an upward facing triangle. They like going on 665 going on 666. It's one number less than 666. That's coded. So coded. 1, 1, 11, 11, 3, 33. 11 times 3 is 33. It's coded. 32, 32 going on 33. Also 32 is two threes backwards. 23 or 33. It's coded. It's fake. Power plants are fake. So here, whatever, you can pause it. I'm so over, like, I feel like I'm just over. I've seen so many coded, look, 11.7, 7.11, 77. So, yeah, you can pause it. These were PDFs I found online. Uh, Power substations. This is so. What do I believe about power? I believe that it's locally. It's the power grid, and the secret is in the name. The grid itself, the power lines, is what creates the power. The grid is the power lines. You see power lines everywhere, but you never see power plants. And they try to tell you that there's these giant, mighty power plants chugging away, making the power. That doesn't make any sense. What makes sense as power distribution is localized power generation. What makes sense as power generation? It doesn't make sense to have these giant things cranking out power and then what? Where? Think of how much electricity people use these days. What type of wires are coming out of power plants to get all the power? That doesn't make sense. Power is generated locally. I believe that these power substations either store the power or generate the power or just, I'm not sure, maybe store. I don't know. But you'll notice these things are very modular. I've noticed like just trucks of Mason trannies. A lot of these pieces, they can just come up and detach it and put it on a truck. And some of these pieces have wheels on it. Let me see if I can find that. I don't know. I'm not going to spend too long looking, but you see it's very modular. You just put these, it's super modular. How many of those whatchamacallits do you need? How many of these things do you need? And they bring them to you. It looks like the same everywhere, right? So it's all they know how to get power out of the atmosphere, and then they store it in these substations, I believe. And then they just distribute it locally. And yeah, just there's power lines everywhere. When have you ever seen a power plant? When have you ever seen a power plant, but you see power lines everywhere? Because that's what's actually generating the power is the power lines. And it's probably just through subtle differences in the atmospheric potential, whatever. It could be related to static electricity. You know, the name is right, and static electricity could just be the same thing as electricity. I mean, when you rub your feet on the ground and you shock somebody, if you turn the lights out, you will see a spark, like a light. So it's probably just they collect minor they because these lines go on for distances, huge distances. So what they're probably doing is just slowly accumulating charge on these wires and storing it and then distributing it to us. That's just my guess. But I 100% believe that the power comes from the grid itself. The power grid. It's in the name itself. Uh, I think that if you just take the time to think about it logically, power plants are just a lie. They do not make sense. Oh, and these are in the shape of crosses too. T for trannies. Trannies know how to get power out of the atmosphere. We should probably figure it out too.